pull you right in. We're gonna do it. Look at that. Oh, not yet. Don't see you yet. That's okay. I can hear you though.
Oh, I'll probably do this.
Oh, that's fine. You can figure it out. Vanessa can figure it out.
All right, cool. There we go.
Look at that. Oh, wrong button. This button. Lakers fan, huh?
Oh, hell yeah.
Anthony.
Well, mainly a LeBron fan.
Oh, you're a LeBron fan. Is Anthony Davis still injured for them?
Yeah, he probably gonna be out another like I don't know, like 2 months maybe.
Yeah, I think they can afford to do that though.
Yeah, he's kind of fragile.
First of all, it looks like the internet from Parts Unknown is working tonight, so this is good. This is a good thing, Vanessa.
I hope so. Fingers crossed. Let's not jinx it.
Yeah, exactly. Where exactly is Parts Unknown, and why do I need a TARDIS to get there?
I can't tell you exactly because then like it wouldn't be unknown, and then I get kicked out.
That is a good.
So
point.
Like, I just make my way out of. I just fight my way out of Planet Vegeta, which is like sort of known places. So like I could still keep my residency at Parts Unknown.
Parts Unknown, it's good. Is it real estate? Is it expensive there in Parts Unknown?
Very expensive. Like man, like you talk about working 3 jobs in like one day just to keep rent. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I was listening to oh gosh, Tristan Law's show, and he asked that question, and you said Planet Vegeta. I think I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
And
Vegeta.
I had no idea what that was. I had no idea, so I had to go look it up to figure out how to spell it right because I wanted to put out a tweet, and I had to look it up to spell it right. And that's it's oh gosh, now I don't remember. I want to say it's a geeky thing, so I should know it, right?
Yeah. Midterm. Oh, you still there?
Yeah, we're still here. You just froze for a second. It's a geeky thing, right? It's it's Dragon Ball Z. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So that was my first introduction to Dragon Ball Z. I didn't know anything about it. Now I do. I have you to thank.
Oh, congratulations, man. You're welcome.
I'm there. So also in stuff I like to do to prepare for shows is I put your matches on down here at the bar all day long, and I was watching a ton of them. So a couple things that I took away from it that I want to get your feedback on. One, Hayabusa. Yeah, that's how I say it.
Yeah.
Hayabusa,
yeah.
Very influential because right? Am I right or wrong here?
Super. Yeah, he's like the main reason I was like, all right, I have a character. I'm about to get into this.
Yeah. For sure. You got and then the other question I had was, so I watched some of your matches, you had a mask on. Some matches you don't.
Yeah.
It's probably a stupid question.
It's because I'm glad you asked because like a lot of people just kind of are lost in the meaning of it.
Okay.
And
yes.
I was too. So like a long time ago, I lost my mask, and like I'm gonna just say both times I lost my mask, like it was just like thrown upon me. Like I'm like a big proponent of like if somebody of like high value tells you, hey, like we're doing this and it's their show.
Yeah.
You go along with it.
Yeah.
And at the time, like I was just doing it. So like Booker was like, hey, we're taking the mask off. And I was like, okay. The first time I was kind of like, I was lost. I didn't know. It just was spawned on me like that day. And so like I was wrestling without the mask, but oh man, it was so bad, dude. Like it's bad enough for me to watch like my matches.
Yeah.
It's weird. But like I don't like seeing like myself out there, like my face out there, because I don't know. It's just weird seeing me because I still see myself as a kid. So it's like just seeing me as a kid out there wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. So I ended up getting hurt. And on my return, there was like, let's go back to the mask. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So like this time in the mask, I was like, all right, I could change the mask up. I could finally do like the Hayabusa style mask that I've been wanting to do. And recently, like before the pandemic hit, it was pitched again, like, hey, let's take your mask off and go heel. And so I started like keeping those matches out there and just like basically promoting like me without a mask, because I think Reality of Wrestling did a show with Impact, and I wrestled Moose on that show, and we had like a pretty good match. Nice. And D'Lo Brown spoke to me after, and he was like, dude, like you went out there and you made yourself a star. He was like, if I could give you any critique, if you're open to it, would you be down to listen? I'm like, hell yeah, just tell me what to do, and pretty much I'll do it. And he was like, lose the mask and work on your facials, and you'll be like a star in no time. And I was like, well, my facials were already there because I had been doing some drills and like different side projects leading up to like that point while still in the mask. So I got rid of the mask, and I was like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna give it like 3 or 4 months, and then I'm gonna send something into Impact and see if I could get like a tryout or get a feeler. So about, I want to say maybe like 2 months after I dropped the mask, like the pandemic hit. Boom. So that put like a whole stop to like everything. So yeah, so coming back in, it was like with the mask, and like we've done like some shows at Reality of Wrestling like without the mask, but I feel lately I've been getting a lot of traction and a lot of exposure away from Reality of Wrestling, like with New Texas, with them being on the independent wrestling network.
Yeah, IWTV for sure.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to those. Got a couple championship matches coming up from them.
Oh yeah.
You talked about in Tristan's show with him. Tristan's a great guy. And you mentioned that you were shy growing up. You were shy as a kid. And
I was super shy.
I was just wondering if the mask helps with the shyness in the ring. Yeah.
It definitely had. It had 100%. Like when I was so shy, like I was a referee first, and before going out as a referee, I was like questioning, like, man, you know what? This is not for me. I'm gonna leave. Like I don't want to do this, and so I just had to like suck it up and go out there. So the mask was like a pretty unique way for me to distance myself from me as a human being and to be that character. Although a lot of people still knew it was me, but it was just that. But it was my chance to become somebody else.
Right. But for you, you felt more comfortable. I can totally relate to that. I'm a shy individual myself, and I feel that's the route I would go. Plus, I love masks. So
yeah.
You talked about Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, but how do you get from Tugboat Taylor's wrestling school to Booker T's?
I'll preference it by saying that, like, you kind of always have to be on the move in life. And then, like, for opportunities, you have to always, like, sort of see what's the next best opportunity or environment for you to further your career or growth. And that's, like, in your personal life or in professional life. So I started off at Tugboats, and it was a good place to start off and learn, but really, like, Booker T was coming up at the time, and there was like maybe 2 wrestlers. Ryan Davidson was kind of training at us, and he transitioned over to Books. And I would do shows with a lot of Books guys around Texas, and they always would say, hey, come to Books, come to Books. I was like, I don't know. And one time around maybe, I remember going to Books around 2009 at first, just to like feel it out. And he was like, yeah, come on down. And I did a trial match. He liked everything, but his shows and another show that I was doing at the time kind of conflicted with each other. So I didn't continue going to Book at the time. Yeah. And we fast forward like probably like maybe 4 years later. The same guys are trying to like get me to come back because Book's looking for like a guy to do this show for him. And they was feeling it out. They was pitching it out to me, and I was like, no, no, no. And this guy, the booker Kevin, hit me up one last time and gave me like the whole layout and the deal of it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll do it. And I look at the choices that he had at the time.
Yeah,
I definitely would have went with the other choice because it was either me or AR Fox, and they decided to go with me. And I was like, dude, looking at it hindsight, bro, you should have picked that. Yeah, I would have picked AR Fox, but I'm glad they rolled with me. So that's how I
that's how you got there.
ended up at Books. Yeah. That first match and everything clicked. Book liked me, and from that moment forward, like I started just sticking with Book.
You said there was like you went and checked it out, Booker T's first, and then you didn't go to it right away. But then 4 years later, what was the difference in those 4 years? What was the swinging the trigger point? I guess.
How can I put this? Maybe like part of it was me and like my mindset, because at the time when I first went to Books, he wanted me to go there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't too sold on going to train there because I still wanted to do other shows, which there was like a big deal about doing one show on this side of town and doing Book show. So I was still like loyal to this other promotion, and Book didn't feel that I was taking wrestling serious. So I wanted to take it serious at that point. And I kind of had some personal stuff too. So like,
yeah,
my mind was way out other places, just wanting to go be ignorant and do stupid shit. I'm sorry, stupid things.
You're fine. You're fine.
So it just didn't fit for me at that time.
Yeah.
Because I'll just say like I mentally wasn't mature enough to handle, I guess, the structure of Books at that time. If that sort of makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that makes total sense. I mean,
yeah,
we've all been done stupid shit when we probably should have done other shit later in our life.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I totally relate with that. That's interesting though. So at that time, or maybe it's now. So I mean, it's like, how did you phrase it? Book was kind of like, you if you're with Booker now. Let me see if I can phrase this the right way. And you can do other shows, right? Other independent shows,
yeah.
or okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Although there was a point where he asked us to be exclusive to him.
Okay.
And that kind of I get where he came from at the time, but like it kind of like put a damper on working other places in Texas. But eventually, like, I mean, no bridge is like fully burned in wrestling. Yeah. So,
the other thing that you said in the Tristan show that I thought was extremely interesting, it makes perfect sense to me, was that there's the Booker refrains or doesn't allow certain moves to be done in his matches. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so there was he will say till this day, like, we're not WWE, we're different, but if it's banned in WWE, if they're not doing moves like that, he doesn't want those moves done on his show. And so it would be like head drops, like tombstones, like none.
Nope, he froze.
Drivers. Chair shots, like with the head.
Yeah.
Just things of that nature. Like if it was like a move, to reiterate, if it was like a move in WWE or something that they weren't doing, he would definitely not allow you to do it on his show. Or if you had like a crazy idea, like I've been told not to do certain moves when I showed Book, and he was just like, I just don't want the possibility of it going wrong on my show under my banner. Like, no, like you don't need to do that here.
Well, he probably has your best interests, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
it's one thing to have some botches on your show and people laugh at that, but to have like a serious injury to where somebody's
botches are going to happen. Injuries, almost avoid.
Yes,
for sure. So I was watching a ton of reality wrestling today, and we've had a couple people from reality wrestling on here, and I know we've had Roxy most recently, which you've been in the ring with her.
Yeah.
So I was watching some of the matches. I watched that one. That is a very professional, polished show. Reality.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I mean, a lot of people say like it's. I've heard like outside people say it's WWE light.
Yeah.
Kind of like the college prep to WWE, and that's like from like the wrestling on down to like the production and things. So, I mean, we've all been to the shows at that point that were kind of grimy or so like Book has put in a lot of work and revenue to try to make that place look top tier and professional, as well as a lot of the wrestlers put in like a lot of work to try to draw in eyes and extra revenue to help keep the lights on and keep new additions to that show and to that brand.
It was he's doing a hell of a job. I watched the I think it was the drive-in event.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. All the cars were around, although it looked slippery on the outside of the ring. I don't know.
Oh my god, dude, yes. Oh, I was so pissed.
Was it actually slippery or was that
Yes, it was really slippery. Like, and that was just only for our match because like they fixed the problem after that.
Yeah.
But like the first little deal on the outside, I was like, oh, hold up. And like even trying to run around the rings on the outside, and I was like, man, this is not good. Like we're just slipping around all around like the Three Stooges or something. I was kind of hot.
I was like, oh man, I couldn't tell if like that was the quote unquote story angle that was being played out, or if it was slippery and it was getting played out. But you guys were on the outside.
Oh, we were busting our butts
for sure. It was good though. It was a good show. I liked it, and we're gonna touch on Medina here in a little bit, because you'll be facing him on about April 9th. So yeah, for sure. We were just talking last week about Canadian wrestling and the Canadian scene, and that more eyes need to be on the Canadian scene because there's a lot of great wrestling there. But we've talked to a ton of wrestling out of Texas on this show. A lot of talent. It's a hotbed for wrestling, right?
Yeah, definitely. To touch on your first point, because some of the best wrestlers are still there. I believe some of the best wrestlers came from Canada, and Book's a big proponent of the Canadian wrestlers. Like he loves Christian. He loved his stuff with Benoit.
Yeah,
he's still cool with Jericho. Like Canadian wrestling is definitely like it's your own unique thing. As far as Texas, Texas is a hotbed, man. And we've been our own bubble for so long. So it's always been the thing of get out of Texas. You get out of Texas, you'll make it. And to me, like the best, I mean, for the longest, the best person or wrestler in Texas to me was ACH. And he left. And I think like he went to like St. Louis and he like really blew up and started to get to Ring of Honor and just like on like a national stage, like was just everywhere. And people say because he left Texas, and there was a point where he would say, man, you gotta get out of Texas.
Why do you think that is?
Now, what's that?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, like Texas never really had many eyes on it, man. Like a lot of good wrestlers came from Texas, like Divine Eric's, Terry Funk, Stone Cold, like people of that nature, even like Booker T, Taker. But I think it was the time periods where there wasn't much exposure on Texas athletes in Texas. Like you could go somewhere else and wrestle, but like nobody really, I guess, paved that way.
Yeah.
to be like, hey, go bring eyes down there. I think maybe ACH did with his work with Inspire.
Yeah.
Because he was still going other places wrestling, but he was bringing eyes to Inspire, which was in Austin, Texas. I think now, man, with the I guess the evolution of the internet and social media and platforms, you could bring in somebody, for example, like with New Texas. We brought in, or they brought in Billy Stark.
Yep.
Good worker. She came down with her family, and one of the guys was like a photographer, and he really took a liking to Brian Keith, is a wrestler that we have down here.
Okay.
If you haven't heard of him, you'll hear of him in about a week, or definitely after Tampa, you'll hear about him. So he promoted him, like, was just like, yo, this guy down here, Brian Keith. And also AJ Gray was on the show and was like, yo, this Brian Keith guy is pretty good. And just from that, the whole show, not just like all attention to one person, like all of a sudden, like people was like, yeah, Brian Keith. But then they looked at the whole card and the whole, the show that New Texas had at the time. And all of a sudden Texas became hot. Like in one night, like it was so much love on like Texas wrestling from this one show. So I think like a big part of it is just the social media platform aspect of it and everything being streamed out there, because Texas is, man, we've always had like some good wrestlers putting on bangers, man. Because there was a time Keith Lee and Ray Rowe, who's Eric from WWE, they were wrestling in like some of the same venues that I came up in Houston, but like it wasn't creating that buzz and that vibe back then how it is now. So I think we have the right eyes at the right time, and we have definitely have the right roster right now of guys. Because at any point, like Texas has so many good wrestlers. You have Ryan Davidson, you have Gino, you got Brian Keith, you got who else? Even like with the girls, like Roxy, you got people who left out of town who were trained down here, like Hayam.
Yeah, Hayam.
So like we got, I could go on, ASF, Aaron Mercer. It just goes on. So like at any point somebody could get hurt, somebody else is gonna go and take the throne.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I think we're just getting the eyes at the right time, and everybody's just trying to eat and get a plate, man.
Eat and get a plate. Yeah. Do you feel like though still in the end you're gonna need to get out of Texas in order to take that next step?
Personally, for me, but I think for somebody outside of Texas to come and grab me or to book me, I would have to be hot in Texas. So inevitably, but like it still goes back to getting hot in Texas, and then I will be, I guess, like booked somewhere else where I could get more eyes and more exposure and get somewhere.
I think, I agree. I think somebody coming to you to try to pull you out of Texas as opposed to you leaving, if that makes sense.
Just leaving and saying, all right, guys, I'm out here.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I agree. PWI top 500. You made the list.
Yeah.
$4.99. What does that mean to you? And what did it take for you to break through to get into that? What do you think the one thing was?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing was I wrestled Chris Bay.
Chris Bay.
Yeah,
he'll put you over.
I wrestled Chris Bay, man, and like we had like a hell of a match, and we had like some good moments in that match, and from that, I think like I got the eyes of some people who were in charge for that. I also think like a lot of it had to do with a lot of top tier wrestlers kind of getting expelled from the wrestling scene. If you kind of get what I'm saying. But yeah, like it for me, it meant a lot, man, because it meant like if I really put my mind to it and my and effort to it, then I could get some attention. Because I remember the start of 2019, I had a real bad match. It was it wasn't like we messed up, but it was just a bad setting. Um, the match just wasn't good, and it was a multi-man match. During the match, Booker watched it, and he was just laughing, like dying laughing, like bawling. He wasn't even mad; he was just laughing. That's why, like, it was so bad.
That's almost worse.
Yeah, that's the word. Like, it was bad. Like, he couldn't even talk. He was laughing so hard. So that happened in front of like some people that I was just like, man, never again. I was like, never again. This gonna happen. Granted, sometimes like I've had some like matches to where I'm like never again, but this match was the one where I was just like, I'm gonna just like try to go out and travel and get as much exposure as I can. And things just started to pick up. I ended up meeting, getting flown to Las Vegas for something with Vampiro at the time. Okay. It wasn't Lucha Underground though. And that's why I ran into a lot of the Vegas cats. And I remember seeing Chris Bay because he had a video where he was doing backflips in the ring, and then like it was a drill, and he tried to do one from the top, and the top rope broke, and it looked like he died. So I knew him from there. I was like, "Oh, that's that guy," and he was pretty good. So I remember talking to a few people, like, "Hey, man, like this dude, Chris Bay, he reminds me of Gino, but like he's wrestling like a short amount of time, but he gets it." And it was like, "Okay, well, we'll bring him down to book him." So like around that time, I started making connections, and I really just started putting together like a good body of work that was getting sort of getting exposure and footage onto the internet. So from that point, like I kind of knew like I was building something, like momentum was building. And so when they announced the PWI Top 500, I made $4.99. I was like, oh damn! I was like, hold up, man. So like, first I was like, this means I could bump my pay up, right? So like,
yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna bump my pay up. And second, I was like, okay, like just gave me something more to work for. Like, all right, cool. Like what I'm doing, I'm on the right track. I need to try to branch out more and do more shows that are being sort of streamed for shows on like high spots or independent wrestling TV or fight TV. It's just the more exposure I get, the more my name will be out there, and hopefully like something good could happen. So that's what the whole PWI deal meant for me.
That's awesome. Do you feel pressure now that you're on that list?
There was a point, yes, like right when shows started happening after the pandemic. Yeah. Cause I was like, dude, we lost about like 8 months through this. Like I need to like go out and put on like bangers or have like good footage or good clips and matches so I could try to stay relevant and make it the next year. Cause it would suck to make it one year and make this big, like, hey, I finally made it. And then the next year you don't. Cause it's kind of like, whoop, you fell off.
Well, I'm sure you're going to move right up. Where are you going to be next year? You're at $4.99 now. You're going up. Where are you predicting yourself?
I mean, anywhere will be up now at this point.
It's good point.
I'm thinking like maybe like 470 something, man. Maybe. Awesome. Like in the 470s.
Awesome. You mentioned earlier New Texas Pro Wrestling. We talked about Fight, IWTV, all that fun stuff. I got some matches that I wrote down here before you came on because I'm so professional. March 18th, I guess. March 18th, which is, well, let's see, Austin 316, that's today. So 2 days from now. You're taking on Will All Day at Reality Wrestling, huh?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's gonna be a real good match. Yeah. All Day is another one of those Texas guys who, but I mean, he travels already, man. He's like maybe 3 or 4 years in the business, and he's already like a known name, like traveling places. Um, I can't be like, oh, we're gonna go out and have like such a this back and forth good match because there I'm a heel. So I just gotta just be like, Will hasn't beat me in the three last times that we wrestled each other. He's 0-3 against him. I beat him again. Like that's a clean sweep. Honestly, we should never have to wrestle again because I skunked him pretty much. So like we're gonna go into this match on Thursday.
It's a sweep.
I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna take his title. I'm gonna make them take an updated photo of me so they can promote me on the flyer finally. And that's just going to be that.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. I know where I'm putting my money. He's 0-3. I know where I'm putting my money, Vanessa.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be down there in Tampa, WrestleMania weekend, showcase of the independents, I guess, the entire thing. You got Ryan Davidson on the 8th and then Gino Medina on the 9th.
Yes.
Awesome matches.
Tampa's gonna be fun. There's like a lot of shows on there. I think I have about 4. I have Ryan Davidson. Me and him wrestled. He's like the Ric Flair to my Steamboat. Like we legit wrestled more than 500 times throughout our career. So like us wrestling on this level in front of like a different crowd in Tampa, they're definitely gonna have their minds blown away. We haven't wrestled in a while, but like I know as soon as we like get in there, the chemistry just gonna pick up like it never left off.
Yeah. And
that's the thing, like it's the same with Gino, but like with Ryan, me and him can have a more it's weird to explain because me and Ryan can have a more, I want to say TV based, but like I can have the same type of match with Gino, but like with Gino, it would be more flashy and more appealing to, I guess, like the newer eyes here.
Right.
In the business side. Makes sense.
I think you said it correctly. I think you and Ryan are Flair and Steamboat. And I think a Flair and Steamboat match is definitely much different than the newer style today, the newer flash today. I think you said it very well. And the winner of that Gino Medina match is taking on Mike Bennett, April 24th.
Yeah. And I heard of that and I was like, man, please just let me go over. I was like, man, I hope I win. Because I like the path that Mike has taken since he left WWE. Like he's out there grinding. Like he could just sit up there and whine like, oh man, it did me dirty and like just soak on this stuff, but he's just out there grinding just as hard as the next guy who wants to make it. And like he's posting his workouts and he had this one gym pick and I was like, damn dude, like he was just looking shredded and I was like, yo, so I would love to like get in the ring with him and feel him out to see like how he is, because I didn't watch much of his stuff before when he had the ROH run.
Right.
I caught him when he came to WWE, and then I was like, no, you need to go look at his stuff before. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, like I can definitely go out in there and do something with him. Yeah. So hopefully, if I win this match with Gino, then it'll be me and Mr. Bennett.
Awesome. Yeah, that's where I'm putting my money. I'm putting my money on the all-day match. I'm riding Mysterious Q.
Smart man.
Smart man. Yeah, I might skip over the Flair Steamboat of Texas match because that could just be fun to watch. And then I'm definitely putting my money on you to go up against Mike Bennett to advance against Gino. That's what I'm going with.
You bet your whole stimmy on it.
My whole stimmy.
Bet your whole stimmy on it.
Oh, my wife's already spent that.
Oh, wow.
That's gone.
Man.
Yeah. I wish I could do that. A lot of people ask, especially independent wrestlers, where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself going, this or that? I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to tell you where I see you fitting perfectly. I see you fitting in either MLW or the NWA, which just came back. Those are my two places. Now that I've said my piece, where would you like to see yourself?
What's the time frame that we're talking?
I don't know.
Because I can see like maybe AEW.
Dark, yeah. Get started on Dark.
Possibly. I'm not saying possibly. I know I could go to like NXT or WWE, changing some things. I could definitely do MLW. I could do Impact.
Yeah.
More like realistically, like if I had to be somewhere by the end of the summer, it would probably be MLW or Impact. NWA. At first, I thought like I couldn't do it. I was like, man, that's not my style. Like when they were wrestling,
right?
But then like going back and watching some of my old matches from like when I first started, I was like, oh, I could definitely do that style. It's just more slowed down, so you can grasp the audience more.
Yeah.
But it's no different from reality of wrestling in the hindsight of looking at it.
Yeah.
But I would say probably anywhere, man. But AEW definitely. I want to be somewhere with a contract.
Yeah. Well, that's the drive. That's the passion. And they just, you who knows? You could go right on Dynamite. You could get some shots on Dark. They got Elevation just started this week.
Yeah.
And sky's the limit.
They have nothing but like opportunities up there, man.
Yeah, for sure. And they won't even change your name. You can go right in as Mysterious Q. They won't change anything else.
Yep, and keep that brand going.
There you go, for sure. One thing we like to do at the end of every show is I'm going to give you the mic now. You can put over anything you want. You can bury anyone you want. You can say anything you want. I will not interrupt. The floor is yours.
Happens now. Well, I'm on social media. On Twitter, it's DA_MysteriousQ_. On Instagram, you can just type in Mysterious Q. Pop up. I'm in partnership with somebody, getting ready to start like a brand, Respected Culture. Nice. So that's also on Twitter, and that's on Instagram as well under Respected Culture.
Respected Culture. Nice.
Yeah, Respected Culture. We're still working on like some graphic things, but IG we're getting set up. So in Tampa, we're gonna release some shirts, some merch under the Respected Culture brand and label. And more on that is it's just like a brand that kind of like caters to like each culture, so to speak. Gotcha. So with it, I wanted a shirt that was just kind of like labeled towards kind of like African Americans for like the For the Culture show down in Tampa.
Yep.
And I thought about it and I was like, I could go a step further. So like, I thought about doing like a brand for like the Pride community and like have one for like the Hispanic community, which that in itself is a very, it's a broad audience because you can go Mexican, you can go Salvadorian, you can go Honduran, you can go Cuban, Puerto Rican. So like with that, I was just like, we're going to get this this initial logo started, and then going forward, like we'll just have different flags for different cultures and like put it out there. That way, it's just like a brand for everyone.
Yeah, I can see it now. So it's Respect It Culture.
Respect it, yeah.
Yeah,
Respect
I could see like the logos on a shirt, and then the flag. You know, the Puerto Rican flag would make up those letters, and the Pride flag would make up those letters. I can see it in my head. Well done.
Yeah,
good job, buddy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly where is that? Yeah. So like, I got that going. I see that hopefully taking off in like 2 to 3 years as like a brand. So I could just be like, hey, like maybe I could like sponsor some wrestlers so they won't have to do these shows without having to take a loan out to go get gas money to make a show and not even get paid at a show, because I've been through that. What else I got, man? Like, it's weird. Did anybody give any questions from...
Oh, yes. Yeah, hold on. Let me get my phone. Someone said something. Hold on. I do remember.
I know one guy said something and I was like...
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me ask it. Oh, gosh. Now I got to roll back. All right. Am I on the right? Am I on the right Twitter handle? Yeah. I got my gimmick candles. Oh, look at this. All right. Go back down. Go back down. I know it says ask him why. Go down. Go down. Go down. Always failing somewhere. Oh, that's you. Go down.
It may be maybe 2 questions.
No, it's here somewhere. It said, ask him why something. Oh yeah, can you ask him what he thinks about Nasty Co?
I hate Nasty Co. Nasty Co is one nasty ass dude. He's a grimy manager. He thinks he's the best manager ever. He's actually the worst manager ever. He tries to kayfabe the boys. He's never taken his mask off ever, like ever around the boys. So like we don't know what he looks like. He wears that shit to bars, which I don't know how he gets it in. But nah, he's a cool dude. He works a lot, man. He promotes the hell out of things, and he's always working behind the scenes with getting shows together, trying to get boys over. So he all right. He's like a 2 out of 10 in my book.
2 out of 10. That's good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We got a question in the chat from New Texas Pro. They would like to know, who would you like to see come to New Texas Pro that has not wrestled here in 2021?
Recently, I just did a show. I would say 2, maybe Jake something, because he reminds me of Mike Awesome.
Oh.
And I told him that one day, and like I love Hayabusa, and I was like, "Yo, let's just have a match one day where you're Mike Awesome and I'm Hayabusa," and he was down with that. But if I say anybody else, man, I wrestled a show recently with Trey Lamar.
Okay.
And dude blew my mind out the water. Like I've seen him before on Warriors of Wrestling, but I didn't know how big he was in person.
Yeah.
Maybe it was his hair, but like he's a yoked dude, and like he can do some stuff in the ring. So it would be between Jake something or Trey Lamar.
Trey Lamar. Yeah, Jake something is just like really, really good the past 2 impacts too.
Yeah.
We have another question too. Gosh, good thing you brought this up. Well job at producing this show. What is a finisher? This one's from Coach 4 in the chat. What is a finisher that you've wanted to try but found out it did not either look cool enough or was actually too hard to do?
Okay. 2. There's this move. It's like a inverted Phoenix splash.
Okay.
And I swear to God, in my head, I hit this all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, it's perfect. Because there's some moves I just can't hit in my head. So I'm like, I don't even try. It's like an inverted, Phoenix splash from the top. But just in trying it, like, I kept sort of hitting my head on the turnbuckle. And I was like, nah, this is going to be like a concussion, bro. Yeah. Like, I can't do it. It was that. And there's a move, a reverse gut buster.
Okay.
So it's like normally like a gut buster you have in firemen's.
Yep.
Push them up and you land on your knees. The reverse is when you have them where their belly is facing up and they're on the back. And it's just like you break their back in half.
Yeah.
That's always been hard for me because I can't get my knees up for some reason. So those are 2 moves.
Those are 2. There you go, Coach. There's the answer. No, New Texas Pro. I hope I didn't say North last time. New Texas Pro said, Jake something versus Mysterious Q in a match we would love to book. Trey Lamar is on our radar.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh man, they're full of the questions tonight. Who do you feel has been your toughest title defense so far for New Texas?
Oh man, oof. I'll tell you, like they've been getting harder and harder. Like it's been hard for me to catch back up on like my pre-pandemic win and body
cardio. Yeah.
But man, I wrestled AJ Gray, and I swear like there was a part like I thought we were just going at it, and I tried to look over and like I felt loopy. Like, did he knock me out? and most recently the triple threat I had with Calvin Tankman and Gino Medina. Because Calvin was just Thanos, bro, just throwing us around. Like
he's Thanos.
He's a man. I would say Calvin Tankman, because that match, and he's so good. Like I don't think people understand the breed
too.
Yeah, like he just. I didn't hear of him, but I heard of when he got signed, and I was like, okay. And it's the thing to say somebody's good from seeing them,
right?
But like when you go in the ring with somebody, and you can like feel like the different things that they do, and like the little things that they get, it's kind of like, I don't know why like somebody picked you up like a long time ago, but he's definitely going to be somewhere. He's like the new breed of big man.
Yeah. For sure.
Mark my words on that one.
Mark it down. Mark the tape, Vanessa. Calvin Tankman.
I would just like to add that Gino Medina and Pero right now are going back and forth on Twitter, kind of making little jokes.
Making jokes
about your match coming up.
About Mysterious Q?
No, not about me. Probably about Pero's making fun of me.
How dare he?
I didn't know Pero knew who I was.
No, Pero's not making fun of you. He said the untouchable one, talking about Gino. And then Gino said that you can't touch him. And then Pero says that he can't. You can't deal with him right now.
He is untouchable. I'm not going to lie. Gino is untouchable. I've had matches with Gino to where I was defeated in the ring and I was defeated mentally because I was like, man, this dude is so far ahead. Like, never again will I be like this far behind when wrestling him. So like, he's untouchable to like a degree, but I mean, when it comes to this like new Texas Heavyweight Championship, right, I've been untouchable for close to 600 days. So no pun intended. Somebody's getting touched in Tampa.
Someone's getting touched.
Pause. No, don't quote me on that.
Yeah, we'll edit that. We'll edit that right out. You're just gonna win. We'll just say that. Well, you're gonna win.
Bet the stimmy on it.
That we'll quote you on. Bet the stimmy on it.
Yeah.
Mysterious Q. I appreciate you coming by tonight, giving us your time. Last question from me. Are the Lakers going to repeat?
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not a Lakers fan, but I like your passion going out on a limb. I'm sorry, you're going to be wrong, but I do appreciate you coming by tonight and giving us your time. And I can't wait to see you on WrestleMania weekend. All those showcase of the independents, IWTV, get them while you can. Why are the Nets going to beat the Lakers in 5 in the finals? Says New Texas Pro.
Because they have Blake Griffin and James Harden is going to be the MVP.
That's true.
That's the only reason why.
I suppose that makes sense.
But yeah, man, thank you for reaching out and giving me this platform, man, to come out and speak, man.
Yeah.
I'm always highly appreciative when people can put me on like their platform, especially when you had such greats as Roxy. Blessing
we had Billy Starks, we had Roxy, we had Billy Starks. We've had a lot from Texas.
Rachel
Rose.
All 3. Yeah, all of those girls. Those girls gonna be like on the WrestleMania one day main event.
For sure. And then you can take them down. They can become champion and you can take the title from them.
Well, it's an inside joke. I don't want to take the title, but I will take your pay for this Airbnb so I can hurry up and get it booked. They will know what I'm talking about.
I love inside jokes, especially ones I don't really know, because I know it's funny to someone else. So
yeah, she might be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, whatever. No, it's all good. Mysterious, thanks for coming by, man. You're now family. Doors open for you. If you need to plug anything or just want to come on and talk, I don't know anything. I don't care. The door's open, so we appreciate it, and have a great night.
Oh, thank you, man. You too.
Yeah, for sure. Bye.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Mysterious.
Oh, no problem, brother. Thank you.
Later.
Thank you guys again.
Peace. That was great. That was good.
Oh, he was so good.
Yeah, he was a lot of